Matteo Leone has been identified as the shooter.
Welcome to Real Talk, where it gets hot, spicy, and to the drama. I am Perez Hilton. You might know me as the original influencer, but today I'm taking over Real Talk to interview Evan Brown, who plays Matteo in ReelShort's brand new show, The Adjuster. This is going to be fun. Welcome.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm so excited because I am a virgin to this genre and this concept. And I think some people watching might be as well. The Adjuster is dramatic. Maybe there's some sexiness. I'm not sure. But how would you describe the actual format? What is it if people aren't familiar with what ReelShort does?
Yeah, I get a lot of questions when I explain this to my friends or family or anyone. It's its own app, vertical style show, and kind of like TikTok, how it's you swipe up for the next episode, swipe up for the next show, and it's taking that algorithm and incorporating it into dramatic stories series. And then The Adjuster is their first dramatic. I've done a few previous ones that were very rom-com-y based, very romance, and it was fun to do this one to just like sink your teeth into, because there weren't too much sexy moments in this one, which I liked for this story. It's fun when it's boy next door, love drama, okay, yeah, but this, I think it's a very serious tone that didn't need that.
So if somebody doesn't have the ReelShort app yet, when they download it, are all the episodes for The Adjuster going to be available at once if they wanted to, or are there going to be multiple drops? How does that work?
Yeah, so you can watch it all the way through. They collect coins, and so you pay per episode, or you could just pay for the entire thing. There's ways to watch it for free. You have to watch some ads.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where you can either pay for the ads to be gone, kind of like Netflix everything is now, or you can just watch some ads. And
I love that. Options.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're in a hurry and you don't want to watch all these ads.
that's true. I think you get numbers of free episodes per 24 hours. So you can watch back to back to back. If you don't
Oh, wow.
binge it all, you just want to take your time, watch it, you can just wait every 24 hours.
So fascinating. So this particular story, The Adjuster, you play Matteo. I would say it's ripped from the headlines. It's fictional, but
Yes.
perhaps inspired by real life events.
It was really fun to tap into this guy, Matteo, who is he's an older brother who's forced to take upon this parent guardian role. And it's a lot. I mean, he's got strong morals and he's a loving guy, but he's pushed to the edge and he's not taking no for an answer.
Now, I know a thing or two about drama.
Yeah.
There might be perhaps some
You do.
controversy around this concept of doing this serialized soap opera about a character who does what some might say is vigilante justice. How would you respond to people that are upset that The Adjuster even exists?
I mean, everyone's got their own perspective, depending on how they were raised, depending on their own life circumstances, that they can be pushed to think a certain way. And I think I just challenge everybody to see from both sides. I don't even think they're just necessarily two, but to see the bigger picture, because it's so easy to get so emotionally driven and then almost getting OCD about it, where nothing makes sense in the world if that goal doesn't get accomplished. And sometimes those goals are good, sometimes those goals are bad, and sometimes there's a gray area.
I, not that long ago, was involved in a show about this guy who has a name that might rhyme with Puigi. I did that show. That was a very big story. And when you have stories that big, people do documentaries, people do TV shows or movies inspired by that. So I think what you're doing is just show business. And
Yeah.
and since I haven't seen it yet and it's not out there yet, perhaps people who might be upset now, if there's any controversy, download ReelShort, watch, and then form your opinion.
Exactly. Because with the ongoing news and events that are going on, people can have their own opinions already, even if they aren't even really listening to what's going on. Like they'll just see the headlines and go, "Oh yeah, I have my own opinion." Or screw whatever else comes into play. But this is a bold take, and I think it's important to show this type of perspective for people that might be really upset for the cause of action and it's something you can't take back, something that some people might say cowardice but just because he was shot in the back, or the goal was still set in place. And even I am still 50-50. I see what he's thinking. I go, yeah, it makes sense. But then oh my God, life is so precious. And it's just one of those things where consequences do have actions, and even third party actions that you're controlling something or you're delegating, those consequences do end up leading to you as well. So it's not like, oh, I wasn't the one that did that. I wasn't the one who denied this. It's still under your guise and still under your business, where it deserves a wake-up call. And this was definitely the loudest wake-up call you could probably bring. And I think Matteo really brings that out of the people.
Why do you think, Evan, they chose you to play Matteo?
I think they picked me because, one, I look a little bit like him, and I've been doing a few of their reel shorts, and I think they're familiar with me, how I work. And yeah, I was honestly honored that they even thought of me to read for it. And then when I got it, it was just, my first lead in something this big. And
that's exciting.
Yeah, it was extremely exciting, because especially with the tone of this, and the other ones I've done were very lighthearted again, and they were fun. I liked doing them, but this is something I see myself doing more. I like the intensity. I'm pretty light going and happy-go-lucky outside of the film, and just to really sink my teeth into something like this was a dream come true. And to be flown out to New York to do something like that, it was so fun, because I've always envisioned, like when I was in high school, like, oh, I want to go to New York. I want to film on the streets. I want to do that. I want to do that. I felt jealous. And then I was able to live it, and it felt really good.
I know a thing or two myself about going viral, and let's say Matteo was a real person. Matteo is a good-looking person, a handsome fella. Are there any shirtless moments in The Adjuster that people might be screenshotting and sharing?
There is a little bit of a montage scene of him like working out, getting intense. It's almost like how Batman, I don't know if you remember the Batman vs Superman, where he's like going hard. I don't have my shirt off, sorry ladies. But
you're sweating.
I'm sweating, yeah. There's some sexy intensity in that. So other than that, I think the tone is less sexy though. It's more serious, and I enjoy that ReelShort is kind of trying to tackle this new genre, because I don't know, to tap into different things. And for the first time, it's really difficult because you're so oriented in one way. You're hitting the nail every time with this style of soap opera that they're creating, and then they're like, let's try expanding, and that's a risk. I mean, for me, it was fun on set. I felt the energy, I felt the love, I felt the caution with it, just because it is, again, tied from real true crime events, that we don't want to completely sway perspective and completely, I don't know, we just want to proceed with caution, because it's a touchy subject and real lives are at stakes.
So a lot of drama and a lot of reason to either download ReelShort or make sure you watch The Adjuster. I think now might be a good chance to actually watch the trailer together.
I would love that.
All right.
CEO of DB Health has been shot dead.
Matteo Leone has been identified as the shooter.
This is for you, Amelia. My 9-year-old sister.
Your insurance denied her claim.
No, Amelia!
I want you to do the right thing.
That's business.
You will never deny anyone again.
Search the area.
I didn't know that there are almost 200,000 health insurance-related deaths per year.
Matteo Leone.
Go ahead and arrest me. The people are about to wake up.
The United States versus Matteo Leone,
This is great.
also known as the Adjuster.
I'm just in shock here watching this. I'll tell you in a second.
You're a terrorist.
For the second charge, first-degree murder, we the jury find Matteo Leone
Wow, that was my first time seeing that.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts?
That looks exciting. That looked good.
My initial thoughts are just shock and impressed because it really felt like I was watching real life. Like your hair looks very different there.
Yeah, I
Your
got a perm for
eyebrows
it.
too.
Yeah, they definitely
They
put
amped up your eyebrows. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was getting goosebumps and I could feel the stakes that you were talking about. I want to watch more. Oh my God.
Thank
that was
you.
An excellent
Thank
trailer.
you.
Amazing production value.
Yeah.
It seems like a big cast. You worked with a lot of people.
I do have a lot of interactions with just the cop, the chief, everybody, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, but the whole makeup and everything, like the perm, getting it.
Oh, you got a perm.
Yeah.
It paid off because I'm not often at a loss for words, but I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, wow, this is so legit.
Yeah, my hair is kind of going back to its normal ways, the waviness.
Like
but
I can already see right now, side by side, and obviously you were cast for this.
Yeah, I wish I could show you a picture because right when we first did the makeup, I had like a side by side with all like a wall of the guy we're kind of inspired by, and yeah, I definitely look pretty on point, and it was cool to. I mean, shout out Raina. She was able to make me look really good for that.
You know, I can imagine who all of the characters are, but is there somebody in the Adjuster that is a personality in the project that perhaps I may not have thought of, like mom or dad or?
I loved the mayor, man. I just loved his deliveries. I thought he crushed it. He was fun. He's a fun just banter with.
I don't want to talk anymore. I want to watch.
All right, let's do it.
I love the trailer. I want to watch some of the episodes and maybe give you a little of my own live commentary.
Let's do it. I would love to hear what you got to say, honestly.
The Adjuster. Fictitious, entire. I love. The attention to detail. The
Do
bullets,
you know
everything.
what it's like to
3D printed gun.
But you...
Intense.
Yeah.
Brooding. It's pretty fast.
It's super fast paced. She looks so much like my actual sister. It's weird.
It's fascinating. This is the first time I'm watching something of this genre, and I feel like I get it instantly. I love the music.
Yeah, the score, it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
I have to appeal, or Amelia's gonna die.
I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way, but I feel like this is like a comic book for girls and gays.
I love that. I love comic books.
I can only imagine the pace of one day. How much did you film in one day?
We're averaging 14-hour days.
Wow.
Crazy. Bro.
No, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I am Matteo.
You okay?
I'm not a fan of blood.
Someone help!
So, can you give us a little backstory in this world? Do you know, or did you make up what happened to the parents for yourself?
Yeah, I was just, it was one of those like accident things where just like a plane accident, it just plane crash. You just like, that's what made most sense in my head, where it wasn't like a car accident where just one of those, dad was taking pilot lessons and then, hey babe, you want to go with me? All right, let's go. And then, oh no.
But I love that you could sense the love between the brother and his sister.
Yeah.
It's more than that. He's a paternal figure.
Yeah. That was something I really wanted to hammer down because, I mean, she honestly looked like I'm the youngest of my family. And seeing her, it literally felt like I was looking at my younger sister. And so seeing her being in the hospital gown and being sick and then dying, it definitely triggered some crazy emotions, and it was intense. But yeah, he is definitely the older brother, parent guardian guy that really, almost like a nanny kind of figure to Lilo, you know?
And would you describe him as somewhat like, is he an intellectual? Does he read a lot? I saw him journaling. So that in and of itself tells me a little bit about who Matteo is.
Yeah, he's someone who's very bright. I mean, was graduated at the top of his class, was a mover in the world, and then had to really take a step back to take care of his sister and make sure that she had great education and a healthy life, and then things spiral down.
I'm nervous to keep watching now, but I feel like we should.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Don't
selling
let them
it.
get you down. We've got to fight back.
If I could just tell him.
Is this real life or like a daydream?
You know
It's real.
I'll take $100K and the crypt keeper's wife over there. She won't last a week.
I'm gonna get $200,000 on the cancer kid.
Jerks.
Don't you talk about my sister?
You filmed a lot outdoors. What was it like shooting on the streets of New York City?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to like feel the energy that New York brings. I've heard of that. I heard that you got to use like the people around you, use your energy, man. I was like, okay, but you really do feel it. And the very first shot we did was in Times Square, and it was like I was being thrown in the wolves, and I liked that. It was fun, and that felt like a dream come true. Like the first day on set, and then literally Times Square. What the heck? Like, wait, who am I? I pinched myself, and then it was so fun to just see the people get excited about, like, oh, what are you guys filming? What? And then seeing me have a uncanny face to someone they know.
Did people that were, gawking share any feedback with you while you were filming or in between takes?
Dude, there's this one Italian guy. I forget what his name was, but he was probably the most Italian guy I've ever met in my life. He's just the most Italian mob boss. He's got this, like, I swear he thought he was in Godfather. Yeah, he came up to me after we filmed in the diner shoot. He's like, yo, you're crushing it, man. You're the best. I was like, hey, thanks, appreciate it. And then he tried to get me into some like crypto scam or whatever, but I just said, hey, I appreciate the compliment. But
how long was the shoot total?
I think, what was it? Is an 8-day production.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
jam-packed.
Like I said, it was long days, the early mornings, long nights, even went into some mornings. It was worth it. I think even in those long days, I still had the energy even up until the end, which could have been the coffee, could have just been me being excited for this role and wanting to portray what I had envisioned.
If people are just discovering you now and excited as I am by these clips, they can watch you on another ReelShort program. What was that one called?
Yeah, it's called Quarterback Next Door. We just won a Telly Award.
A little bit about it?
Yeah. So this one, totally different tones. Totally different. Yeah, Quarterback was so fun. It was
the love story.
Love stories. It's a boy next door, girl who's really shy, not so pretty, kind of comes out of her shell. And the Chris Cortuccio, he did great. He played the quarterback. I was in the lead in that one.
Oh, I assumed you were the quarterback.
Thanks. I could throw like a. But
who did you play?
I played the wide receiver. I played Elijah Townsend, who kind of invites this love triangle, but he's more so toying with his best friend, who's the quarterback, and he's just trying to force him to profess his love because it's written on his face. You could see it. Just admit your feelings, man. Come on. We've all been there. Just let it out, and then things will work out. And so he doesn't. So I take it upon myself to, all right, let's get fun. Let's get a little messy here and stir things up. I kind of take Skylar to take her out and stuff. Be flirtatious with her. She kind of likes me now, but she really likes her boy next door. And yeah, it's very, very sweet. Just boy next door love story.
I really love the concept of ReelShort working with like a family of actors, because then the users of the app invest not just in the story, but in the people bringing the stories to life as well. Keeping that in mind, is there a new genre or a different story you'd love to tell next with ReelShort?
Yeah, definitely maybe some like era pieces where maybe like back they try doing like some mob boss thing, like I was saying, maybe 20s style, like Al Capone, and Frank Nady. I think those type of stories would be really cool to tap into, or maybe even a comic book style.
I'll give my suggestion.
Yeah. Hit me. I want to hear your thoughts.
If we do it, I might have to make a cameo.
Yeah.
I'm imagining shipwrecked and you're stranded on an island, you and a hot female co-star, and then figuring out life on the island.
Castaway situation, but with some love involved.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe there's a few people and you're the only survivors. It's a plane crash and it's a girl you don't even like. So there's suspense, there's comedy. There's
have you seen Triangle of Sadness?
No.
Oh, you should watch that. That was really good.
But then eventually
like that.
You get rescued. I could be the rescuer.
You want to be you? Okay. Get your acting chops up again.
The Adjuster is the first real life inspired program on ReelShort. Did you feel a bit of an added responsibility when tackling this?
Definitely. I didn't want to just throw it away. You know, how some characters I'll be like, oh, let me just get in my natural rhythm and just see where I go. But this one, I was like, okay, I need to come at it with intention behind. Not that I don't prior, but it's just a different type of intention, and even bring my energy to set as the lead. And it being my first lead, it was exciting, but I wanted to make everyone feel comfortable. I wanted everyone to enjoy it, not because it's so easy. I mean, you said you're an actor. It's so easy to complain on set because you're always waiting for something. Okay, we're getting this coverage. We gotta figure this out. Gotta figure the lighting out. So it's a lot of waiting. So it's easy.
My philosophy is never complain,
because then it starts. You just pull the thread. Then everyone starts complaining. Oh, you start, and then as the lead, I think if I just start, then it just lets everyone can go. And I wanted to keep things in wraps where like, hey, we're here to make a movie. We're here to have some fun. Like, this is fun, and it's fun to tackle intense stories that have real life events to it, that people's lives are at stakes, and you are playing with fire, and fire can burn you, but then the fire can cook a sweet meal.
Oh, I don't like to play with fire, but I love a sweet meal.
I love a sweet meal. I
feel like we got a 6-course dining experience here.
Yeah.
With more to come. I'm so excited to be a part of this because it's newsworthy. To my knowledge, nobody else has done a fictionalized retelling of this situation. I think this is the first time ReelShort has done anything like this also, right?
Yeah, that's why I was really excited. Like when brought this up to me, put this across my desk, I was like, yes, I need this. I need this, kind of just because the gravity that it held, and it's just something I've dreamt of sinking my teeth into something so intense like this, that it was so fun to really shift my perspective. Okay, dive into this role and take it by the reins. And I like to think I did that.
We have seen a lot. I want to watch more. I'm going to be downloading ReelShort. What's coming up?
I think you're going to have to download the app to find out. Okay. I don't want to spoil anything here. Okay. But yeah, download the app and you can watch it. How about that? Make your own opinion.
I love how committed you were too. I love that you got a perm and it wasn't a bad wig.
Thank you. Yeah, that was something I really wanted to do too, because the hair, the look is kind of everything, and a bad wig just takes you out. It just, you're watching something and you're like, come on. And I don't know, a perm seemed so fun, and my girlfriend didn't like that. She was bummed. She liked my hair probably. She liked playing with my hair, but it's kind of getting there now, getting back to the waves.
I love the perm.
Thanks.
I said keep it.
Keep it. Go back. Do another one after.
Well, variety is good. I want to get a perm now.
Yeah, perms are kind of in right now, I think.
How do you think the audience is going to respond to Matteo?
I think we'll see a 50-50 of just people agreeing, people disagreeing. Because I could totally see people really relating to that, to him, and to take care of his family. And when you can't take care of your loved one, the ego crush, the pride crush within your own heart, like it just feels like you can't do anything and just hopeless. That emotions just amp up, and those actions can be either irreversible, and sometimes those irreversible things cause the greatest conversations to make the greatest change. And that's all that needs to be, I think. Regardless if you agree or not, let's find some common ground.
Well, that's the thing, is that there is so much common ground. People, at one point or another, we can all relate to despair.
Yeah.
And despair is very motivating, either for good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the viewers will see Matteo as a hero or a villain or somewhere in between?
Definitely somewhere in between. Definitely somewhere in between. I think when someone results to somebody, I think that kind of negates the hero aspect of things, but it's a sticky situation. So I definitely somewhere in between, for sure. Even for me, I don't even know where I stand, and I played him, you know. It's I feel like I keep flip-flopping, and there's times where I lean into him. I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely it. And there's times where I'm like, oh man, like I wish he could almost take himself out of that and not be so desperate, the despair, and like, because like you said, it can drive you to do some certain things that you might not want. Like, for even example, just going back for his bracelet, like, no, you don't need to do that, but his emotion drove him to do that. You know, like the smart thing would be just get out of Dodge.
What conversations do you think this will spark, or that you would like to happen from the show?
I would like people to constantly challenge the status quo, challenge the system, challenge. You got to put anyone who's in a position of power and leverage over a bunch of people. You got to constantly put their feet to the fire, because they're going to get complacent, they're going to get comfortable, and then they're going to push the line farther. And then before, oh, no one said anything, let's keep pushing it. Let's keep denying some people. We're making a lot of money here, folks. So you just got to keep challenging it. You got to keep them accountable. And as crazy as it sounds, it's just challenge everybody, even yourself. Challenge yourself. Like, if you find yourself agreeing or disagreeing with him, try and see the other side. Don't be married to that concept and be like, oh no, I'm right because this is what I think. It's, why do they think that? Why do they agree with him? Put yourself in his shoes and see where his desperation drove him, and see why people are saying, yeah, he's the guy. He's my man. Why would they say that? That's a sound, sane person. No, it's their first time on life on this earth. Like, you can't just completely negate people's opinions just because you disagree, because you have this one way of thinking. I guess that's what I challenge the viewers, is to challenge yourselves, challenge hires.
What is the most Matteo thing about you in real life?
The most Matteo thing about me? Definitely family first. Family oriented. I for my sister too. And it's tough. Definitely family first.
What are you most looking forward to after the adjuster is out there into the world?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to seeing the conversations that people have amongst themselves, and seeing who sides with who and why. And yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see what the public's opinion is about it. Is it majority rules that they're in favor of this type of behavior, or is it majority rules like, oh no, we got to be past that, we're better than it's? I don't know. I don't even know. And it'll be really interesting to see what the viewers come up with their own thoughts and minds and perspectives.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't either. I think it'll be a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Time will tell. Time will tell. Hindsight's 20/20. We'll see if we knocked it out of the park, which I think we did.
Now that you're done with the adjuster, do you think we'll see more of this kind of ripped from the headlines genre on ReelShort? Yeah,
I hope so. I really hope so, because I think this type of storyline is something that the viewers wanted, something I wanted. I know I enjoy the rom-coms. I enjoy that stuff, but it's also fun to dive into something deeper, something you can truly sink your teeth into with real life events that just, I don't know, you have that relatability. You have the comparison rather than, oh, here's the fictional world, which is fun. I love fiction, but it's fun to match eggs, see what's What's going on?
I think it might be a good idea to do a story inspired by an actress and her co-star and allegations of sexual harassment on the set.
Whoa.
And then extorting control of the movie and then a big lawsuit. That would be amazing.
Okay, Jess.
I think you could play that actor.
Yeah. I just gotta grow the beard out then.
I see it. I see it. And I could play myself.
That's you were kind of involved with that, huh?
I've actually been named in multiple of the complaints in that whole drama.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, what happened?
Just citing me.
Okay.
Like mentioning my coverage of everything alongside the traditional media. And like I remember Paldoni, that's his name, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Bustin Paldoni.
Yeah.
Asking his crisis PR expert, did you plant that? Did we wouldn't do this, right? And then sending a link to my story. So yeah, I loved it. I was like, oh, thanks for the shout out.
Yeah, dang.
I think what's interesting about the story of the actor and the actress, there's a little bit of a parallel to the Matteo story in that people have this feeling of injustice and David versus Goliath. And in your story, you're David and the big insurance boss is Goliath. And with the Bustin Paldoni, he's David and the blondie is Goliath with her husband, the power couple. So
yeah,
I do think that these stories and the dynamics and the conversations that come from them are really interesting. And I think a smart way of getting new eyeballs to ReelShort.
You know, that's a good idea, honestly. So
I agree.
Let's
I agree.
see what ReelShort has to say for that.
Are you on all social platforms?
I am. I'm public on Instagram.
What's your name across socials?
Evan Brownie. Yeah,
Brownie,
I'm not
like
on Twitter.
What you eat?
Yeah. So I guess I'm only on Instagram.
I'm Perez Hilton. Thanks for watching. Make sure to catch The Adjuster tomorrow on ReelShort.